Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back your lovely faces to a brand new video here on the channel, and we have a brand new Dan Wootton video. So we're just going to jump straight into this. The Byline Times, they have come out with a brand new article as well, brand new investigation, a continuing investigation. The link is below to this article and also to the link if you would like to subscribe to them as well. Dan Wootton's conflicting accounts over Philip Schofield's outing. Now, we've said on this channel quite a few times where we've actually seen tweets going back 2, 3, maybe 3.5 to 4 years with Dan Wootton was going on and saying, oh, I don't do this, I don't do that. But we heard stories that he was going to out Philip Schofield and other people now before they even told anyone, before they even told their families and everything else. Basically, Dan Wootton was weaponizing people's sexuality into blackmail. Whatever he wanted, he basically told them, if you don't do this, we're going to tell your family that you do this. That is disgusting. And again, that's blackmail. But again, Dan Wootton, he seems to be just that. He seems to be a bad penny. That he's the type of person who will go around, see you do something wrong, he'll probably say to your face, oh, don't worry, I got your back. But then he will use that against you. The GB News presenter has said he would never out anybody, but our returning special 3-year Media 2 investigation examines his role in revealing men as gay through the pages of The Sun and News of the World. GB News presenter Dan Wootton has given conflicting accounts of his involvement in the outing of former ITV star Philip Schofield, the Byline Times can reveal. In now deleted tweets from March of 2020, uncovered by this newspaper, Wootton denied having ever discussed Phil's sexuality with ITV, before the veteran broadcaster came out live on there and in the pages of the Sun newspaper. However, Wootton later admitted to having had a critical call in November of 2019 with ITV's Group Corporate Affairs and Communications Director Paul Moore, in which Schofield's sexuality was central to the conversation. Schofield quit ITV's This Morning programme this May after admitting to an unwise but not illegal affair with a younger male colleague while married to wife Stephanie Lowe, with whom he has 2 daughters. Following this, Wootton wrote in an article in his now suspended Mail Online column, I told ITV about Philip Schofield's affair with his young colleague in 2019 and urged them to investigate. The apparent discrepancy is significant because the public position of Wootton, who is gay, is that he would never out someone or assist in it, but he has. We know other people that he's done it to. The Byline Times can now give details about Wootton's role in Schofield's decision to reveal his sexuality on air to this morning's viewers, before giving The Sun a further exclusive tell-all interview on his outcoming. We've seen it all before with Dan Wootton. He did it with Duncan from Blue, and he's done it to a number of other people as well. They weren't able to tell people how they felt, but this guy just decided to use it against them. That to me is just one of the most disgusting human beings ever. This is absolutely my decision. A source with knowledge of the matter told this newspaper Wootton had been approaching Schofield's lover, and that was what started the ball rolling. That led to a conversation between Wootton and Schofield, what they call a front-up in newspaper terms. The private matter of Philip's sexuality was the crux of it. That's just disgusting, because Wootton, he probably knew what was going on. He probably looking around, or he saw things that were happening, or was told. And he literally went and approached someone's lover. If they're trying to keep things quiet, but again, Dan Wootton, he probably thinks, oh, that's investigative journalism. No, it's not. It's called being a creep. That's exactly what he is. Wootton also asked ITV about Schofield and the workplace culture this morning, preceding a deal between The Sun and the veterans presenter's advisors, in which he announced he was gay. However, Wootton denies any involvement in Schofield's coming out, writing on the 27th of May in Mail Online, contrary to incorrect and malicious internet rumours, I never once suggested that the solution was outing Philip Schofield. In the same piece, he describes a 2019 conversation with Mr. Moore, who was right-hand man to ITV chief executive Caroline McCall. Wootton wrote, I was executive editor of The Sun at that point and had spoken to 8 household names, ITV stars who were raising concerns about Philip's toxic behaviour, specifically the inappropriate relationship with the man. Wootton went on, Philip clearly knew the story wasn't going away, hence his decision to come out on this morning's sofa. The matter of Schofield's outing came to a head after the National Television Awards on the 28th of January 2020. At the event, Wootton talked extensively to the man Schofield had been in a relationship with. This was quickly followed by the commencement of negotiations between the Sun's then incoming editor-in-chief Victoria Newton, she's the one who got rid of Wootton, and representatives for Schofield from his former agents at James Grant Management. With little choice but to engage with the Rupert Murdoch-owned tabloid, Schofield agreed to a deal to first tell This Morning's viewers he was gay on 7th of February, before giving an exclusive interview to the newspaper. In return, the Sun left out the details of Schofield's relationship with the younger man. Choosing his words, Schofield announced, "The thing is, you know this has been bothering me for a very long time. Everybody does these things at their own speed, when they think the time is right. It has consumed my head and has become an issue in my head." He added, "This is my decision. This is my decision. This is absolutely my decision. It was something I knew that I had to do." A month after Schofield went public in March of 2020, Wootton briefly hit out on Twitter at suggesting online that he'd had a hand in the events before deleting the tweets. He tweeted to his 500,000 plus followers that he had never even spoken to ITV about Schofield's sexuality, saying he would not ever play even a minor role in outing anyone. And as you can see by here, Dan Wootton knew, it's entirely untrue, as Phil has said. Story not true. No meeting. No threat whatsoever. I have never discussed Phil's sexuality with ITV. Sad that people aren't believing him here. Despite Wootton's claims that he would never out someone or assist in it, the Schofield incident is one of a number of occasions in which the journalist was involved in revealing men in public life to be gay, which the Byland Times will be addressing in the forthcoming parts of its special investigation. It's not going to end for Wootton anything good, because again, this is just fantastic. It shows they left, a couple of weeks, which is just under a month, and then they're like, you know what, we got more, because it let things die down. That's how you do it. Then you jump again and you throw something else out there to keep them on their toes. I wonder what Wootton and his team are like at the moment. He really started pursuing stories about Philip Schofield. This newspaper can also reveal new insights into Wootton's controversial departure in November of 2019 from his role after 10 years as a showbiz reporter for ITV's daytime show Lorraine. In the same 27th of May online article, Wootton said he quit because of pressure from ITV chiefs not to write about Schofield's private life or make any negative commentary about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. He insisted he told a very senior ITV executive to stick her derisory offer and report on the growing civil war this morning because that was the right thing to do. He's just a creep in a slime bucket, and he's just a slime. It's just, However, Byland Times can also reveal that there is no renewal of Wootton's contract for 3 other reasons: a planned reduction in his broadcasting time, concerns over the leaking of stories about ITV to The Sun, his then employer, and a souring relationship with ITV management. Now, remember, if you go back, this is a couple of months ago, but even when we were doing stories on Dan Wootton like a year, maybe 2 years ago, I came out with some information regarding Dan Wootton when he was on Lorraine, where he basically thought he was the boss. He wanted more screen time. He was basically trying to order people around. Hence the souring relationship with ITV management, because he wanted more than what he deserves. And all he was literally, we're going to watch this tonight, Lorraine. This is on TV, EastEnders, Coronation Street, blah, blah, blah. But it didn't work out for him. A television source said Dan was very vocal about his feelings there. While it was never formally established for certain, there was a concern at ITV about certain stories appearing in The Sun and their origin. Dan also expressed his ambitions to be more than just a show business contributor and saw himself as the right material to become an anchor and a presenter. There we go. I think, see, I told you all this like 2 to 3 years ago, and this is exactly what happened. When in 2019, ITV made the decision to reduce his role on Lorraine to make space for fresh talent, he was very upset about it. After the decision was made for him to leave, he really started pursuing stories about Philip Schofield. In the weeks after his final appearance on Lorraine on the 4th of November 2019, Wootton reported a number of negative Sun stories about ITV, including its perceived below-par treatment of on-air talent Alistair Stewart, Jason Gardner, Jeremy Kyle, and the late Caroline Flack. Yeah, this guy... The whole Caroline Flack situation and incident, it really grinds my gears. It really does. He also wrote scathingly about Schofield, claiming on the 6th of December 2019 that the veteran was in the middle of a civil war this morning, with presenters unhappy about the host's attitude behind the scenes, and hinting at his relationship with a young colleague. This is what the article read. We have learned Philip's PA and personal runner, a male in his 20s, left this morning to work on Loose Women, despite a previous close friendship with him. ITV say he was promoted. It quoted a source on the show as saying, it was odd because they were so close and then he went to Loose Women and they didn't seem to be talking much anymore. When Schofield finally quit ITV earlier this year, Wootton wrote at length for Mail Online and devoted significant portions of his GB News show about Schofield's alleged and denied workplace bullying, including a much publicised extended interview with his fellow former This Morning host, Eamon Holmes. It was this perceived hypocrisy that led a number of people alleging that they were victims of Wootton as a workplace bully himself, as well as a serial catfisher, to come forward and speak to this newspaper about his public and private conduct. They included an ex-adult entertainer who says Wootton employed him to help dupe men online of this kind of interest to Wootton into physical meetings and then to secretly record the liaisons and cameras. Wootton supplied. Violent Times reported extensively on how Wootton also used several pseudonyms, most notably Martin Branning and Maria Joseph, to catfish friends and journalistic colleagues into providing explicit content. This newspaper has put these allegations to Dan Wootton via his solicitor, who has declined to comment. While Wootton denies any criminality, he has never denied being or being connected to Martin Branning or Maria Joseph. An ITV spokesperson said that due to the ongoing external review by Jane Mulsey at KC into Schofield's departure from This Morning, it would not be appropriate for ITV to comment at this time. And a spokesperson for Philip Schofield has declined to comment. Yeah, this is huge. It's still great that Violent Times is still looking into this and investigating it, because there's just so much this man has done that has destroyed people's lives. We have seen people, sadly, who are no longer here with us, but they're no longer here with us because of him. He's the one who has done horrible things, said horrible things in the papers, to their friends, to their family, colleagues, everything, just so he can either get a bit of a satisfaction or be just big up his own ego. Because remember, we've got those two adult stars who said, when we told Wootton that we weren't going to record him, he was like, I don't care. You're recording him. I don't care what he does. But we've also seen a victim come forward and state, he told me if I didn't do what Wootton had asked him to do, my family would know what I've been up to. He would show him the video. That's just disgusting. And with that there, it's basically he is chaotic evil from Dungeons and Dragons, which I've been talking about regarding Amber Heard and the Elon Musk biography. Chaotic evil is Dan Wootton as well. And it just sucks to see that this is still going on, that people are still being hurt by it, but I do find it is a great thing because all this is coming out, and we have seen so many people coming out to this website and a few other outlets, and they are telling everyone what actually happened. If you are new to the channel, we will be keeping you updated, guys, so like and subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you think of this whole situation down below, and I'll see you soon.